Today we're going to talk a little bit about correlation. We've referenced correlation in a variety of vocabulary terms in the past, including when we talked about scatter plots and the line of best fit. But it is important for us to get a clear understanding of correlation and to be able to identify correlation in different data tables or graphs. Correlation is defined as the relationship between two data sets. For example, an X and a Y data. Obviously, X and Y data are what we're typically going to be working with when we graph data points on a coordinate plane. Correlation can be positive, negative, or there can be no correlation. So those are the three main players that we need to try to look for. When we are looking at examples of correlation, we need to read in a left to right manner and try to identify where that data is trending. Or we can even do our best to draw or sketch a line of best fit through the data to identify whether or not we're dealing with positive or negative correlation. For several examples, like down here, we see positive correlation, reading in a left to right manner. If I read left to right, I can see that the data has a positive correlation. If I were to draw a line of best fit, as I have done with this green line, we can see, reading left to right, that the data points generally increase as we move left to right, showing us a positive correlation. If we are to go to the illustration and mnemonics section, our negative correlation, again, if we are to read the data points in a left to right manner, we can generally see that if I were to draw a line of best fit, the correlation is downward, or it is a negative correlation. As we move left to right, we see a downward slope, a negative correlation. And then, of course, we have no correlation. No correlation can be sometimes difficult for students to identify, but essentially there is no real trend. I cannot identify, in reading left to right, any type of positive or negative correlation. So if it becomes too difficult for you to identify whether or not there is a positive correlation or a negative correlation, odds are you have no correlation.